What is up, everyone? This is Derek Vandelander here, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to trade with Confluence the appropriate way in order to stay profitable and be profitable in your trading journey. Now, this is important because Confluence adds everything together and gives you a reason to why you want to be in trades. So going forward in this video, you're going to learn a ton. I'm even going to show you a trade that I am currently in and why I took the trade. So this is very fun, very exciting. Let's get started here. Woo! The reason why I took this trade right here is based on one, the weekly time frame right here. We have the 50 moving average being hit. Now, do I think that this can come down to the 200 moving average? Absolutely. But this is the reason why I took this trade right here. And if you look at the smaller time frames right here, actually, let's look at the 4 hour. So the 4 hour was very beautiful. If you notice, we have the divergence right in here off of the low. Now I'm expecting this to come to like the 50 moving average. I'm gonna be putting my stop loss in profit because this trade's being taken based on the weekly time frame, okay? And that's important right there because the weekly time frame can give us some drawdown. I like the way the 4 hour looks, and that's exactly why I'm in this trade. So if it hits my take profit, we're gonna make around $9,000. And if it hits my stop loss, I'm gonna lose about 25. Like I said, I'm gonna be putting my stop loss in profit here soon because I don't trust, based on the weekly time frame, that this is the exact spot that we're gonna be reversing. So this is the reason why I'm doing that. That's just a little Confluence right there. Now, remember, I've been doing this for 6 years and looked at these patterns over and over again. So I've been doing this, okay? Anyways, we're gonna go on with this video right here. After this is done, you should have everything that you need to know about Confluence and how you should be taking your trades if you want to do really well in Forex, okay? So I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm very stoked to have you. We have one video after this, and it's going to be on psychology, which is a very important topic. But after I give you this psychology video, after this one, I'm going to be going into depth on how you can change your mindset on any type of thing. And I'm going to be going really hard on that because this is what changed my life immensely, okay? So that's very important. And that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. I just want to help people. I want to change people's lives because I've been so fucking low, dude. I've been so low. I've been at the point where I've been searching for change in my drawer while, you know, people who I thought were my friends and people who I thought were close to me were knocking me down. I've been there, dude. And I want people to not be in that position. I want people that are in that position now to feel like, okay, this isn't the end. There's so much more room to elevate. And that's really why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's just the truth of it. Okay, so now let's get into Confluence. Confluence trading is when you combine more than one trading technique or analysis to increase your odds of winning trade. So you use multiple indicators, or in our case, we're using our 3 trading patterns with technical analysis to give us reasons to why we should be in trades. So, like I said, we're gonna be learning a lot in this video, so let's get you prepared here. So, how do we use Confluence to our advantage? So, when trading my style of trading, I use technical analysis trading with the 3 patterns that we trade: shark fin, hidden divergence, and divergence. Now, when trading, I look for the key areas of Confluence. I look for support and resistance, trend lines, Fibonacci levels, moving averages, higher time frame confirmations, and Bollinger Bands, okay? These are the things that I use to add extra confluences throughout my trading. So let's start with trend lines. I know you guys know what it is if you've watched my trend line video. So when trading any of my 3 moves, I will use trend lines for a key area of Confluence to why I'm taking a trade, okay? So that's important. Now, it's not always going to be a trend line, but this is just an added confluence on why it could potentially be in a trade. So let's say we have a trend line on the 1 hour time frame. We also might have one on the 4 hour time frame. And then on the 15-minute time frame, we have the shark fin. The shark fin we love right off that trend line. So I will use that hour trend line as a confluence on why I should be in the trade. I will, however, follow the trade guidelines on the time frame that I'm taking that trade. So let's say that 1 hour trend line right there that I'm taking that 15-minute shark fin off of, I'm using my stop loss and take profit based on that 15-minute shark fin, okay? So that's how I do it. That's what works for me. And I have my take profit set and I have my stop losses set, okay? So that's just how I do what I do. Like I've said before, any of these moves can happen on any time frames. So this is an example. I marked off all the bears that I would potentially be looking for trade setups. Now, if I were to draw another trend line, the market rejected off this area as well. And that's the reason why I have this bear right here, because we have another secondary trend line right here, and it's coming off the 50 moving average. And if things line up in that area, then yeah, I'm going to take the trade based on this secondary trend line right there. And we're on the 50 moving average. So as you can see right here, this is a 1 hour time frame on AUD USD, and these are the moves that I'm looking for. Okay, I'm looking for moves to happen right here. So let's pretend none of this has happened. Because this is the fourth touch of the trend line, I want to potentially take the trade based on that trend line right there with the added confluence in the trade. That's what I'm looking for. So with that 1 hour trend line, the 15-minute is giving us a shark fin. So I'm going to take that trade based on that 15-minute shark fin right there and the trend line. Now, this is another cool thing. This is the 4 hour time frame. So this is actually our fourth touch of this trend line and another reason to why I'd want to be in this trade, okay? So that 15-minute shark fin gave me a very good move. It didn't hit our stop loss right here and immediately went into profit. And as you can see, it continued to drop right here. And this is where, you can put your stop loss in profit or you can close out of half your position. Now, I want you guys to take note that I can only teach so much throughout these videos because it's not live. It's not the same. So I can, as we go forward, I'm going to be teaching you how to maybe cut half your position on this trade as it hits your take profit because we think it's going to drop a little lower. So we have a lot more to learn. This course is based on the basics. Even though you're getting a huge grasp of it, there's still a little bit more entailed to what to do when you're actually trading the market, okay? So now we're going to go to support and resistance. So when trading any of my three moves, if support and resistance is added to a potential trade setup that I'm looking for, that just gives me another area of confluence. So let's say that we have that major support on the 1 hour time frame and a 15-minute shark fin. I will use that 1 hour support as an added confluence, like I just said, okay? And like I said, I will be taking that trade based on the 15-minute, so I'll be using my stop loss and take profit based on the 15-minute. So because this is the third touch of the trend line right here, this is the 1 hour time frame. We have this resistance level that was rejected like crazy. Now we're back up to that resistance level, also back up to that trend line right there. So this resistance is holding strong. So we're going to add that as another area of confluence in this trade, okay? So like I said, I'm looking for the key areas on that resistance. This is now the 15-minute time frame, and we have that shark fin off the resistance and also off of the trend line, okay? So that's important, and it worked out beautifully. That's exactly how I would have taken my profit right there based on this 50 moving average. And as you can see, I mean, it crumbled after this to the 8 moving average. Now we have Bollinger Bands, and I'm going to teach you how I use Bollinger Bands to give me another reason to why I should be in a potential trade. So occasionally when I'm taking a trade, I will look to see what the Bollinger Bands are doing on our chart. Oftentimes, they can give hints to why the market is doing what it does sometimes. Like in the Bollinger Band video, I will use instances of wide Bollinger Bands for potential reversal moves or added confirmation on why I should be into a trade. Just like the trade I am in right now. That 4 hour gave me those wide Bollinger Bands on this trade. We have that 50 moving average on the weekly time frame, and it is hidden divergence. So we're going to see if it works out. It's working out lovely right now. We're up about 20 pips. Stop loss is already in profit, by the way, as well, because like I said, I don't know based on the weekly time frame if this is going to be our actual area of reversal. It could continue to drop based on the weekly time frame, especially with that 200 moving average below it, because oftentimes I'd say probably 50 to 60% of the time when there is a moving average below the 50 moving average, like the 200, oftentimes it's going, and it's got to be close together, but oftentimes it's going to hit the moving average that's either above or below. It's just how it is. So in this case, we have the Bollinger Bands. Now, I want you to take note on how wide these Bollinger Bands are, and that's just another added confluence. When I get Bollinger Bands this wide in there, it's our third touch of the trend line right here, but not more importantly as well is that we have those Bollinger Bands that are wide. And oftentimes when it's like this, it's going to give us rejection off the 2.0 Bollinger Band. So what we know about this trade already is that we have 4 hour wide Bollinger Bands. We have the trend line right here. We have support and resistance. And we have that 15-minute shark fin. And now, here it is right there. Now, the 5-minute Bollinger Bands are freaking super wide. And another reason to why I would be in this trade, just another small added confluence that gives me a reason to want to be in this trade. And that's so important. Okay, so with all that being said, we had that resistance being majorly rejected. We had that support line being majorly rejected. And it came right off that 2.0 Bollinger Bands, as you can see. Beautiful trade. Very, very nice setup right here. And again, we had the 4 hour wide bands. Trend line on the 1 hour, trend line on the 4 hour, support and resistance, 15-minute shark fin, and 5-minute major wide bands, okay? So when you're taking trades, you should have at least, at the minimum, I'd say 3 confluences before you're entering your trade, okay? And that's just going to keep your win rate high. Fibonacci levels is another added confluence right here. So I use key Fibonacci levels for potential reversal areas. I use the 38.2, 50, 61.8, and 78.6. Now each of these levels can play an important role if the trade has a better chance of working out or not. I'm going to show you on the next slide. So in this instance, this is such a beautiful trade setup right here. We have this right here. We have this major wick. Now, like I've kind of said in a lot of these videos, these wicks are telling us areas where people are rejecting this area. But I'm going to show you right here how I use the Fibonacci in this instance. So, as just another added confluence. So, we put our Fibonacci at the previous resistance, which would be right here, to the previous low, and we are hitting perfectly right on the 38.2. We're on the 50 moving average, and like I said, I use the 38.2, I use the 50, 61.8. Everything you see on here, I use as added confluence to my trades. Now, there's a lot of reasons to why you should be in this trade, and let me show you right here. So, we have a trend line. This is our third touch of the trend line. More importantly, we have hidden divergence. We have the 38.2. We have support, now turned resistance. This is the reason why I would be in this trade. As you can see the bear right here, I would enter off the 50 moving average, get a little bit of drawdown, not crazy at all, and then we'll see how it plays out. As you can see, it played out beautifully. Such a solid trade setup. And with all those added confluences is the reason to why I'd want to be in that trade. Very, very simple. This should all be coming together for you guys. And again, these are all everything we had. 38.2, trend line, hidden divergent, resistance level. Beautiful trade. Now we have moving averages. I love trading shark fins off moving averages. As you guys know, I use the 50, 200, 800 moving averages to determine potential setups. Now, I really enjoy taking trades off moving averages. Shark fins, or I love taking shark fins off of moving average, and they always play out. And I can't say always, but most of the time, I'd say 90% of the time at least, they play out just beautiful. Now, of course, our hidden divergent move is always going to come off the 50 moving average as the key area to trade from. So let's just go over the examples right here. So we actually have a trend line touch. If I were to bring my trend line right here, it would line up perfectly. But more importantly, we have the 200 moving average, which is this aqua line right here with a beautiful shark fin on that trend line. God, such a good setup. Such a good setup. I love these types of trades right here. So this is how I would set up my stop loss. Here's my take profit right in here. Let's see how this trade plays out. So it plays out beautifully, gives us a nice wick off that 200 moving average, and life is good. Easy trade right there. Now this was the first trade right there, that 200 moving average shark fin. Now what do we got? We have that 800 moving average shark fin. Do you see how this lines up? Not only that, we have a ton of support in this region. We have the 800 moving average. We have the everything that we need to want to be in that trade. Okay, so this should all, like I said, just be lining up to the point where you guys are understanding at least Confluence. Like I said, we're going to be learning a lot live. We're going to be going over a lot more things. And this is just the start, I'm telling you. So trade worked out perfectly. I had my stop loss set right under the 50 because more often than not, we're going to hit the 50 moving average in this type of case. This is the support line that, or the resistance line that I would have taken my profit off of. But like I said, you guys should be having added, or you guys should be knowing why you're doing what you're doing now. Like I said, we're going to be going over so much dang stuff. It's going to get really fun from here on out. Take these videos seriously, please, because I'm obviously giving this knowledge for reasons. And I really want to help you guys. I want you guys to be successful because, like I said, you know, I'm up $2,000 right now, and I've been in this trade about 45 minutes. And that's how life is, especially for a trader that's been doing it for a long time. I mean, I feel like I could, you know, forever trade and not have to really worry about not being profitable. The way the system is set up, unless the whole market freaking changed, I don't see it going anywhere. So I had fun in this video. It was fun to show you guys a trade that I'm in. We're still rising up 23 pips now. Life is good. So we'll see you guys. But before that, if you guys like this video, please comment below. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Follow me on Instagram. And if you want to find more, the PDFs, and have everything printed off, just go to tradersociety.com. But again, guys, I had a ton of fun, and we're going to see you in that psychology video next.
Be pulling up. Remember they said I'm not good enough. I took all the energy, turned it to greatness. Now look at my life, man, it's looking amazing.